Supergirl.
Hey guys, just finished watching Supergirl Season 2, Episode 18, Ace Reporter. This episode was a great episode. It was really fun. It was really cool seeing it. There's a lot of few things that were that bugged me about it, but otherwise it was still a fun episode on the whole. I mean, it was really cool seeing this Swarm type character and seeing the actor coming over from iZombie, and it was pretty cool seeing that, and just and then the Guardian things. That storyline was kind of interesting. It's interesting not seeing anything of Martian Manhunter. I think that would have been cool to see him in this episode, and it was really cool. I love the special effects when Supergirl froze these like nanites things, and that was pretty cool seeing this freezing the Swarm with her super breath. That was pretty awesome, and her getting her job back. Although it just kind of feels like it makes the whole like her leaving Catkill kind of cheap and stuff like that, but I guess I like the way that she came back in this way. It kind of worked very well, so it's gonna be interesting to see where things go with this and how far things go. And also there was really kind of, I guess this whole episode on the whole is a really filler episode, and it's an okay filler episode on the whole. It's just I would have preferred it to be connected to the whole not Linda Carter, either the Linda Carter storyline or the I forget their Lois Lane from Lois and Clark. I forget her storyline. Have that be the part of the story. Mon-El's parents continue with that story. I think that would have been cool to have that rather than just at the end of this episode teasing it. Would have been cool to see how does, I forget her character's name is here, but how Terry Hatcher, how does she go from having, being in this planet and getting all the way, like, how does she get the idea to do this business thing, and how does she do that? I mean, she's used to being a king and queen on a planet where they just rule, end of story, no reason. So it's just kind of, I just want to see how she learns. How does she also have this business ideas, and where does she get this plan, and where is this going? I'd like to see where this goes. It feels like it's just out of nowhere with the character, whereas because she wasn't a business person on Daxam or anything like that. She was just a queen, and everyone was ruling just because she was blood and all that stuff, because Mon-El would become king and end of story, and then would just keep going on and stuff like that, because of that's the way their planet worked and stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see where she's going with this, but I don't see where she has the kind of business skills, and why is Lena gonna trust her and all that stuff. So that's gonna be interesting to see where things for that go. But also Lena's not gonna be to not trust her, because she doesn't know who she is or anything like that. So but that's gonna be interesting to see where things go with that and how things go. But I just kind of feel like kind of weird with the Terry Hatcher storyline and Rhea and stuff, seeing where that goes. Would have liked to have seen a little bit more of her setting her side up, and maybe instead of the whole, Guardian and Wynn and his girlfriend kind of story thing, because his girlfriend, although she's a Lara, the whole thing, you kind of, this everything in this storyline just kind of, you could skip this episode and nothing really happens in this episode. And we've been gone for a few months now, or probably like a month or something, and we come back to a filler episode. I mean, it was okay, it was good. It was no like musical episode or anything like that that was epic, but it was okay on its own. But it's still, at the end of it, from the beginning of this episode and the end of the episode, nothing really changes. From where we left off in the last episode to the end of this episode, not much changes other than, Rhea, Terry Hatcher is going to get into business with Lena Luthor. So that changes. There's very little. That much changes is going to go on from this episode, because the guest actor, he dies. He's gone. Wynn breaks up with his girlfriend and then gets back with his girlfriend in the same episode. So that doesn't change much. Now maybe it could change, with her joining Guardian and some stuff, but it doesn't really seem like it's going to change that much by her joining Guardian and becoming a superhero, which was kind of interesting, that you see a Guardian who's covered head to toe in a costume, and she, she's an alien. She, maybe she punches a lot harder than a person or something like that. Okay, which they've never shown us. Would it be cool to see her, in the DEO punching some stuff to see how strong is she? Where is her power level? How far is it between, a regular person like James to Supergirl? Where on the scale of that is she? Where is her power strength? It would be cool to see, when using the DEO's resources to kind of, test her out, see how much can she lift, what is her max bench, what is her max punch, how powerful is it, how powerful is James's punch out of the suit, how powerful is James' punch in the suit. It would be cool to see that, because it's difficult to say with that. At the same time, it's also really weird where he has this giant helmet on, and she has no secret identity cover at all, nothing, and it just makes no sense that you know, even if she doesn't need to have a secret identity because she doesn't care or anything like that, James still needs to have it, because by someone realizing, oh, that's that girl, I've seen her all the time at the bar hanging out with this guy and that guy, and they'll just connect him via her to James being the Guardian. So it makes no sense that, you know, she didn't have a mask or something to put on, even just a little mask, just like Dinah over on Arrow. She just has a little mask to cover her identity, you know. Although it needs to be a little bit, I feel like it needs to be more than that, because anyone could tell who that is. But for her, you know, her being an alien, just having a little mask would work. And I think it would be cool to see something that they put over the makeup for her being the alien. I think that would be cool to see that and see how they play with that. Maybe some sort of helmet type thing. I don't know. Would be cool to see that. So overall, it was a fun episode on its own. It was pretty cool. It was good. But it just, like I said, nothing really kind of leads over. Very little of this episode continues on to the storyline. You know, it's just a forgettable episode. You know, you're not going to remember it because it's just not a key part to the whole big storyline. And it wasn't acceptable, big enough of a filler episode for it to be okay, cool, filler episode. And it's like, it was a filler episode. It was fun. It was good on its own, you know. But it was just not. I don't know. It was not like. It looks like next week's episode with what's her face, Alex being in jeopardy. That could be fun. That could be interesting, and you know, it builds up character drama, builds up characters who are gonna still be in the show and stuff, and not just bringing in this guest star, having him go and then disappear. I mean, I don't know. It just, there was not enough of this episode that that's going to continue on throughout the season. There's like, you get like 5% of the entire episode is going to continue on throughout the season. You know, maybe also Laurel joining, you know, becoming a superhero or joining Guardian and stuff in crime fighting. But other than that, really, it's not going to change that much. So, yeah, definitely think that this needed a little bit more, especially for a coming back episode, to be bigger than this. So, yeah, just kind of disappointing. So let me know what you think, guys, about this episode in the comments below. What did you think about this? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
You're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.